Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith.
What's up, RT?
Nothing. You just walked in here late.
Well, I fell off a ladder last night. And I feel like my day is moving in slow motion. You know, I'm not supposed to be too high off the ground after the last incident.
Well, the last one you fell through an attic.
Yeah.
You made it up the ladder into the attic.
Yeah.
Fell on your head.
Last night we were adding some can lights in our soffits outside. Because
Yeah.
when people come over, they complain that, the front of our house is too dark and they can't see the sidewalk. So,
Well, you live in the middle of nowhere. So
yeah,
it's
we were
like-
trying to illuminate it for them. And I was drilling. I had this 30-inch drill bit. I was drilling up into my attic to try and run a wire from the outside of the house, right?
What kind of ladder are you on?
Just like a 6 foot, like
Just
a step ladder.
Oh, step ladder.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was drilling through, and that drill bit caught like a nail or something. It spins the drill out of my hand, whacks me in the head. My other side of my head hits the brick wall of my house, and I'm like seeing stars. I, just kind of lost my footing, fell off
Yeah.
the ladder a little bit. And Rachel comes outside.
Did she hear it all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she heard the words that I was
Yeah.
saying. And she comes outside, and she's like, I think it's probably time for a break. And I'm like, freaking Captain Obvious is here. No kidding, it's time for a break.
Man, are you
Anyway.
sore today from it?
Dude, my head is rocking. Yeah. it
Oh, your
hurts.
head's
Oh,
sore?
yeah, from where it hit the brick wall.
Your head doesn't have a whole lot of more hits it needs to take.
That's exactly what Rachel said last
Did
night. I said, I did make a joke. Like I was sitting there in the chair afterwards. I was like, I can smell again. And anyway,
Man. So, do you need me to come finish the job?
no.
Okay.
Thanks. No,
Okay.
No. No, there's jobs that you're good at, and there's ones that you don't need to be a part of.
I can do wiring.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked for an electrician for a couple of years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, you kind of did everything.
I mean, I do electrical.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Well, we'll figure it out. I'll let you know when I need
I can
help.
put in some can lights
That's what she
outside.
said last night. She said, "Where's the blood at? I'll call RT to come over and clean it up like last time."
I can definitely clean up blood.
Yeah,
There was a lot last time, but
yeah. So anyway,
man,
I'll be okay. I just
yeah,
need to get a helmet. I think when I get off the ground.
they have hard hats.
Yeah, I guess they do. Maybe that's what they make. Them
I know
for.
you have one. You
Yeah.
never wear it.
Right.
I remember when you were on a job a couple of years ago that I was part of, and
Yeah.
you're supposed to be wearing your hard hat. And you never wear it.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because the co-host would
Yeah,
be
I'm glad
tough
I
to
made it
find.
back.
I don't have a whole lot of friends,
Yeah.
so that'd be tough to find another friend. I mean, it's
I read something about that this week. That pastors are the loneliest people or something. They don't have many friends.
really.
It's like, well, you got me, so you can't be that lonely. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome to Tough Men of Faith.
Yeah.
We kind of started talking about Nick falling off a ladder.
Being a tough man.
Being a tough man.
Yep.
You want to finish that job up tonight?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. I'm gonna
Wait.
take a break.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
good.
gonna finish it up tomorrow.
Thanks to our sponsor.
You want to come over? You can help.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
I can't tomorrow.
Okay. I guess I'll just do it by myself.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm at a prayer service tomorrow, but I'll pray for you at my prayer
Okay,
service.
sounds
for you.
good. Yeah, I'll need it. Maybe I'll just come to your prayer service.
Maybe take a 2-day break.
Maybe take a
I'm not
2-day
even
break.
speaking at the prayer service, so you'd probably want to come tomorrow.
Sounds good.
And then we'll do that another
Sounds
day.
entertaining
Yeah.
already.
What are we saying?
Talk
What-
about our sponsor.
Increase Jesus, yeah.
Increase Jesus.
So we got them. Check them out.
Yeah, use the code TOUGH10, increasejesus.com. Check out some shirts, some pants,
Shirts, merch,
t-shirts,
T-shirts,
pants,
hats,
coffee cups.
coffee. I don't think there's coffee.
Really?
I don't know. There
There
wasn't.
should be.
Yeah,
You guys seem to be a big coffee group. You drinking coffee now, aren't
all
you?
the time.
Yep.
Yeah, drink it all day long.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then the Farmstead Summit's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
So-
September, 5th, 6th, 7th?
5th, 6th, 7th. The registration's ready to go.
Okay.
You're starting to see some promotion on social media
I think I
now.
was the first one to sign up.
You were the first one.
See? I'll be there.
Yeah.
If nothing else, if the whole weekend sucks, you still get to spend a weekend with me, and that's not bad.
Yeah, if it's ends up being 3 or 4 of us
Right?
camping out in the woods for a weekend,
It'll be fun.
it'll be fun.
All right.
I was down there a couple days ago, just
Nice.
getting some stuff ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Cut the
So,
grass.
The grass has been cut.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Good. I'm excited.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Want to talk about legacy?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
want to talk about our president stepping down a couple days
Well,
ago?
I did mention that to you earlier.
Yeah.
when we text. I said I heard this quote this week because Biden. So when we're filming this,
Yeah.
Biden has just stepped down
Right.
from running
Yeah.
again, not
Yeah,
step down.
Right. Not yet.
Who
More to
knows?
come in the coming weeks.
You think?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if his his letter that he wasn't going to run again looked like
Yeah, it was.
maybe a kid typed it up or someone with dementia.
Well,
Never know.
it
But
was
I just
surprising.
yeah,
Well, I don't know if it's surprising, but
it was almost disturbing just the way it came out, all nonchalant.
yeah,
It wasn't like an official letterhead or
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I'm not really surprised about anything in politics right now.
I'm not either.
Uh,
It's
The last few weeks been very wild,
bumpy.
bumpy in our country. From the former president getting shot in the ear to the current
Can you
president.
imagine getting your ear pierced
No.
from 150 yards away?
Have they shown a picture of it yet without
I haven't
the
seen
bandage?
it. No,
Okay,
I don't want to see it.
you
Maybe
don't.
maybe it's a fake.
Well, you're going to see it if he ends up being the president.
Maybe. You
You'll
might
see
just
him all
keep
the
the
time.
bandage on.
I don't know.
You know.
Anyways, so when he announced that he's no longer running, I was reading this article by this.
You heard the whole world cheering.
No,
No.
This presidential historian, and he was saying that for presidents, like their first term, all they care about is getting reelected,
Okay.
and then their second term, all they care about is their legacy.
Okay.
I thought, man, I think that's true
Yeah.
because you get your first 4 years, and really, what do you want? You want to keep power.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's-
Well, you want to keep. I think you're trying to work towards something. It seems like, and
Mhm.
you can't always get that done in 4 years, but 8 years you got a lot better chance.
Yeah, and at your second term, you're like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I'm not
Right.
trying to get you to vote for me again.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
running for anything
Right.
ever again in office. So
Yep.
the only thing you really care about is your legacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. What
so-
did you get done in the time that you were in office?
Yeah, and how's the world going to view you?
Right.
Like when you're done.
Yep.
So
What?
I'm not here to talk about president's legacy.
I'm not either.
Well,
Not-
maybe a few. I thought of a few this morning, but
I'm not here to talk about this president's legacy.
right, because I don't think we know yet, right?
Yeah,
Like
well,
what,
yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
But when you think about a president's legacy,
I'm thinking about that he's kind of your boss too, so
true.
I need to watch what I say and my feelings towards that.
But think about like Abraham Lincoln, right? A
Yeah.
familiar president.
Right.
Like he left a legacy.
Yeah, he did.
And what some of the things he was doing wasn't popular during that time.
He left a lot at Ford's Theater too.
Blake, man, you're the one that wanted Nick as a host on this, so I don't.
I did.
All right. So where are we at? Lincoln wanted to pass the 13th Amendment.
Yep.
He wanted to end slavery. He was committed to that, even though it wasn't popular in his day.
Right.
And so now he has this great legacy of like, no, this is the guy that drove this forward.
Yeah.
Kept the nation together during Civil War.
Right.
Preserving the Union, all these things, and it's like, man, that's a legacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though it wasn't maybe popular at the
Yeah.
time.
What, man?
Nothing.
You gonna be okay?
I'm gonna be all right.
You gonna make it?
Yeah.
Okay. Blake's
So-
sitting over there cheesing. It makes it hard
I
to
know.
focus.
I know. You have trouble not looking at Blake.
Right.
Anyways, so thinking about that, with Biden
Yeah,
saying
can
he's
you
not gonna
imagine, like, if what you were saying earlier is true, that your first 4 years you really try and spend that to get reelected for your next 4 years, and then your next 4 years you're trying to leave a legacy, and for a guy to step down,
Yeah.
before his first 4 years, not step down, but to announce that he's not going to run again,
Yeah.
after this first term, what legacy does
Yeah.
he live or leave behind?
But then applying that to our lives, or guys listening to this,
Yeah.
like, do we think about our legacy? Do you ever think about it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, what have I left behind? What am I teaching the next generation? What am I, am I a good spouse?
Yeah.
Because inevitably, I'm probably going to die first, and when she goes to remarry,
Well, I don't know about that, but you'll probably die first.
I want her to look at, yeah, right. I want her to look at her next partner as, does he compare to my first one? So, things like that. We talk
Yeah.
about this regularly. This
Sounds like it.
It's a common conversation we have in our household.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of guys our age don't think about legacy as much.
Yeah.
I don't think. And then even like probably the guys listening to podcasts are going to tend to be younger.
Yeah.
Younger audience generally aren't looking at it. I think we're usually looking like more short-term success. Like how do I get a
this
job, get some
thing,
more money,
do this,
or
yeah.
immediate achievements
Right.
is more what we focus on now, maybe than long-term goals.
Yeah.
So similar to the president's first term, I think is where we find ourselves. Sometimes.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
yeah, I don't know. Not
Yeah.
that it's the way we should be thinking,
No, I agree.
but I think it's the way I've at least thought the last
Yeah.
probably decade or so.
What do you think your legacy would be?
I've been thinking about it some.
Have you? I mean, you're getting older, so
I am getting older.
you're probably in your second term. Your first 40's up.
yeah, you're probably right.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been just kind of questioning some things and wondering, like,
Yeah.
what does it look like to try to impact the next generation?
Right.
And
Yeah. We must be doing something right. We've had like a couple sets of friends come up and ask us to be godparents and want to get things drawn up legally. And it's like, wait a minute.
yeah,
You sure you want me?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you think I'm the best example for your kids in case
yeah.
something happens to you? But, maybe it's more so Rachel. So,
But yeah,
probably.
so. But I think there is like this shift that needs to come to where you start like thinking more like long-term planning and what outlives you,
Yeah.
right? Especially
Yeah.
as Christian men, like looking at how do we pass on the faith to the next generation, but
Right.
also how are we like setting up things for success, whether
Yeah.
it's at our church or in our families or our friends and our community.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Where are you at with that?
Yeah. Like leaving things better than where you found them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to elaborate here, but
Trying to elaborate.
yeah, on what you're saying, but I just,
Well, you're
I
younger
think,
than me.
I think you're saying it so well that
Well, you're just younger than I am. So
Yeah.
here's what I've been thinking.
you got some points.
I don't really have any points.
Okay.
No. But I have some thoughts.
Yeah.
I have some thoughts. Like one would be like for me, like being intentional about a legacy with like leading and developing future leaders.
Yeah.
And I think it's easy for a lot of guys to be really concerned with building their own business, trying to climb that corporate ladder, trying to start ministries,
Yeah.
trying to do these things for themselves because they're just really ambitious, and seeing that there's a lot of guys behind them that they could be grabbing and pulling up.
Yeah. I think that's
And
something that's
pouring
kind of
into.
unique about your position in the church is
Mm-hmm.
that, you're trying to put people in the right place that they can start something and build something and it can grow
Yeah.
into something and, it can be something long after you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. So I
And,
think I would have like a unique perspective where, and I've started doing this more like yesterday I met with a younger pastor who's no longer at his church and is just going through a rough season because churches like they can chew up and spit out pastors.
Oh, yeah.
sometimes. Like it doesn't take much before a church can kind of turn south and some things can go bad. And
Yep.
all of a sudden you got a guy who's just ready to give up on
Yep.
ever pastoring again. And we don't have a whole lot of pastors signing up anymore.
Right.
So I've changed focus where I intentionally spend time at
With
least a couple
pastors.
times a month with
Yep.
some younger pastors
Okay.
who are either wanting to get back in the game or thinking about getting out of the game and
Yeah.
trying to encourage them like, hey, man, it's worth it. Stay the course.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
always
think
going to
that's
be like this.
I think it's why and like I've seen you kind of surround yourself with some pretty good guys.
Yeah.
Guys that do support you and
Yeah.
also guys that'll tell you, hey man, we don't really like that idea or we don't think
Mhm.
that's going to go anywhere, materialize. And I think it's a good thing that you've surrounded yourself with both types of guys.
Yeah. But in my legacy, like I really want to pour into the next generation of
Right.
pastors, right? And
Yep.
so I know I have a unique opportunity to do that. There's some things God's
Good.
kind
Yeah,
of
and I
doors
think
open.
a lot of guys, not necessarily in the pastor role, but a lot of guys do that at their jobs.
Yeah.
We're really, and I find myself doing it a lot lately. Is
Mhm.
I'm really pouring into the two kids that I'm working with. They're both in their 20s and
Yeah.
they're young and they just don't know a lot. And sure, I get razzed for being the old man all the
Mhm.
time, and having old man logic and theories, but they do learn something, and I make sure that they walk away and learn
Yeah.
something as often as I can.
Yeah.
And I think that's the legacy that we need to leave behind is we need to bring the next generation up into and pass on the knowledge that we've gotten
Mhm.
oftentimes the hard way
Mhm.
and make it easier on them so they don't necessarily have to find things out the way that we did.
Yeah. And I think when it comes to faith, like, I mean, you always bring up that I'm a pastor, right? And so I should be
That's kind of your job.
looking for other pastors, right, to leave a legacy with and pour into. But even like in the church world or in your faith, so you would be newer in your faith than I am,
Yeah.
but you could still be looking for guys who are brand new in their faith,
Right.
maybe who haven't been involved, serving in a church, see the benefit of that, of using their spiritual gift, where you're pouring into guys in a different perspective than I am,
Right.
and leaving a legacy that way. Because some of the guys I know who made a huge impact on some churches that I've been part of, it's not always the pastor. Like
I
there's
agree.
some like solid dudes like that were deacons or just old men in the church
Yep.
who served that church faithfully for 40, 50, 60 years.
Right.
And everyone knows their name even years after that.
Yeah.
because they just poured into it.
Yep,
left
and
a
it's
legacy.
easy to look up to those guys when they use their gifts the right way.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bring people up the right way. They're not
Yeah.
trying to, they're not, I always use the term Bible thump, but they're not trying to Bible thump you, but they're trying to, coax you into it or coerce you into a different direction. And I think those are the guys that, honestly, they leave a great legacy.
And I think what's interesting about those guys, and this is where it gets hard, I think, with legacy, is you've got to be willing to give some things up.
Oh, yeah.
So right now we're talking church world. You could apply this a lot of other places. But, like, if you oversee, I don't know, the usher ministry where you pass the offering plates every week, and that's your job, right, and you do it, really your goal should be to raise up someone else where you pass that on, and you're no longer doing that. Right? And so you're just kind of passing
You should
that
bring
on.
in the next generation and, bring them up and bring them into it and kind of pass on that passion that you have for wherever you serve or whatever you're doing. The passion that you put into that, you should be passing that on as well.
Yeah.
So they feel the passion that you have behind it and hope to, have that same passion.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a guy at this church who, he's an older guy, but an older guy who's now in heaven for a long time is the one that got him. We no longer pass offering plates, but he still sees that as his passion. Like, he's ready for us to bring it back because that was passed on to him.
Right.
And it was a legacy someone left to him. And he's like, hey, whenever because occasionally we'll have to pass plates or do something, he's like, I know that's my job.
Right.
We haven't done it for 4 years since COVID, but he knows that's his job.
Yep.
Right. And so he stands.
The church should be making more money now because now it's not take a few, leave a few.
That's not how offering plates work.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you ever.
I always thought, if you were in a tough spot, you could grab a 20, but next time you got to leave 2 of them.
We never explained that well here, but.
Well, we'll have to talk to somebody about that.
But I just always thought it's cool, like someone like, and at some point this guy had to give this up to him, even though he may have liked doing it.
Yeah.
To say, hey, this is now yours to do it.
Right.
So this kind of passing that torch and leaving that legacy. And I think it's hard for us to give up things.
Absolutely.
Because the other thing, for honest, like sometimes the next generation is going to do it better than what we do it.
Yep. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yep.
They're going to try some stuff that we think's really
off the wall.
Yeah. Like, we don't want to do that. And
yep. And sometimes it may work better, it may not.
Yeah.
And, that's. I think that's something else too. As we get older, we start to think that our way is the best way, and it's harder to listen to new ideas. We just listen to the ones that have worked. I find myself in that same position that it's harder for me to let somebody with a new idea change the way or the style that I do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what we have to do is like have this vision for the future, right? Where it's something bigger than us on what's going to happen.
Yep. And
so
we
kind
have
of
to get there.
Bring it back to Lincoln, right? So he had a vision for what the future would look like, bigger than him getting more political votes at the time. Right. So he said, hey, I see a country that's united, where everyone's free, and this isn't going to give me a lot of votes right now, but this is where we need to head. So he's like a visionary. This is the legacy.
Yeah, and he might not see the fruits of that, but I'm sure that he didn't see the fruits of that.
Yeah.
But, now a couple hundred years later, we're seeing the fruits of that.
Yeah.
Now we have free people. Now we have people that have been put into leadership roles that have done, amazing things with it. And had it not been for him, maybe it could have been somebody else down the line, but maybe, if it hadn't been for him and what he did and what he stood up for, who knows where we'd be today.
Yeah. Well, and that's why presidents today, right, that we started with, that, hey, the first time they need votes.
Yeah.
So we're concerned with getting political gains the first 4 years, and then the second 4 years
we can really focus on an agenda.
We can focus on the agenda.
Yep.
But as Christian men, like we don't have to perform in order to earn anything.
Right.
When you think about with the gospel, like, hey, we're all a bunch of sinners. As Christians, we've been forgiven. We don't have to perform now in order to achieve something.
Right.
Like, the performance has been done on the cross for us.
Yep.
We're accepted by God. We're not looking for approval of man. Right. So now, like, our goal is to live for the kingdom, the future, and leave a legacy in that direction.
Yeah, and try and get others.
Yeah.
And to build on it.
Yeah, because what it takes us out of that, like, it takes us out of the arena where we need to perform. So even like as a pastor, like, man, I don't have to have a church that's a certain size.
Yeah, you can't get there by works.
Right, to be successful.
Yeah.
But I do need to invest in the next generation and disciple, and those are things I'm called to do.
Yeah.
So to me, it's exciting to know that the gospel just takes you out of
Yep.
the arena thinking you have to perform.
Yep. Exactly.
So,
Yep.
and then you can just purely focus on legacy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
And then when they mentioned that about the president this week, it got me thinking about it a little bit more. And
Yeah.
then as Christian men, what does our legacy look like?
Right.
And we could probably do a lot more on it at some point.
Yeah.
I could even come down with 5 points sometime.
All right.
Some practical takeaways.
Let's get back to it.
Anything else on legacy?
I don't think so. I think today was good.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you survived your almost fall from the ladder.
Yeah. I got to quit doing stupid stuff.
All right. Make sure to like and share and subscribe and all those things.
Yep.
Check out Increase Jesus and
Yep.
sign up.
Get ready for the Farmstead Summit.
Farmstead Summit.
We're going to rock it.
See ya.